The time is precisely 1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here's the news edited by Lal Mallavarachi and read by Chandima Veerakorn. Headlines. The government will grant loans at concessionary interest rates to small and medium-scale paddy millers to purchase paddy. Sri Lanka is to export granite. There is no truth in the news that water resources would be sold. A proposal for reducing power tariff have been handed over to the Public Utility Commission. Rehearsals for the 76th Independence Day ceremony commences from today. A court order was issued against the planned SJB rally in Colombo. During the Thai Prime Minister's visit, several bilateral agreements will be signed. In foreign news, 3 U.S. soldiers killed in Jordan attack named. In sports news, Sri Lanka Under-19 team will meet West Indies in the ICC Under-19 World Cup Cricket Super 6 round in South Africa today. Local stories in detail. The government has planned to grant loans at concessionary interest rates to small and medium-scale paddy millers from state-run bank and private banks to buy paddy during the current Maha season. At the Cabinet press briefing held at the Government Information Department today, Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena said that funds will be allocated to each district considering the produce of paddy harvest collected during the seasons of recent past. The Cabinet has also given its approval to implement a proposal to export granite as a measure of earning foreign exchange. Due to a decline of building construction industry, people who are engaged in the granite mining industry face immense difficulties. The minister said, therefore, the government has planned to export granite subjected to strong environmental conservation rules. Minister of Agriculture Mahinda Amaraveera says that the statements made by various people in the media that the government is working to sell water resources and charge a tax for water are completely false. The government has not discussed or paid any attention in this regard. There was no discussion on this even in a cabinet meeting. The government is not prepared to take any steps related to the privatization of water resources. However, as there is a shortage of water in the country, especially in agriculture, farmers should use water sparingly. Deputy General Manager of the Ceylon Electricity Board, Noel Priyantha, says that a proposal to reduce the power tariff to a certain level has been handed over to the Public Utility Commission. In an interview with the SLBC, he said public awareness campaigns will be carried out in future with ways to use electricity sparingly. Meanwhile, the Electricity Board is working to introduce some new methods for consumers to pay their electricity bills. Accordingly, the board has introduced the CEB Care app, online banking services, through the Sri Lanka Postal Department, through the CEB official website ceb.lk, through bank kiosk machines and supermarkets, and through M-Cash. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. We continue with the local stories. Rehearsals for the 76th Independence Day ceremony will commence today. The Police Media Division said the rehearsals will begin this morning. Rehearsals will continue until the 3rd of February at the Golface Green. A special traffic plan will be put in place on a stretch of the Gaul Road in view of the upcoming event. As such, the Gaul Road will temporarily remain closed from the Kollupitiya Junction to Golface and from Ceramic Junction to Golface. Accordingly, the stretch of Gaul Road from Kollupitiya Junction to Golface and from Ceramic Junction to Golface will temporarily remain off limits for traffic till the 4th of February. A closure of the above stretches of road is effective from 6 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. from today to the 3rd of February. A court order was issued today preventing the Samagi Jana Balavegaya from inconveniencing the public during its political rally due to be held later today. The relevant order was issued by the Colombo Chief Magistrate against leader Sajith Premadasa, General Secretary Ranjit Madhumabandara of SLB, former MP Mujibur Rahman and several others. As per the court order, the respondents are prevented from inconveniencing the public and pedestrians in several areas within the Maligawatta police area. The SJB is to hold a political rally this afternoon, marking the launch of party leader Sajith Premadasa's presidential campaign. During the special operation Yuktiya conducted by the Sri Lanka Police and its Special Task Force in the last 24 hours, a total of 868 suspects have been arrested. Police said that they seized 120 grams of heroin, 98 grams of crystal methamphetamine or ice, and 31,611 narcotic pills. Additionally, 123 kilograms of cannabis and 9,708 cannabis plants have been seized. Two more suspects, both female, have been arrested from the Radgama area for allegedly aiding and abetting the suspects involved in the recent killing of 5 persons at Beliatta, police said. The 2 women were arrested following an operation carried out by a team of officers from the Hakmana police station in the Radgama area yesterday. The police media unit said the arrested suspects are aged 23 and 33, while they are residents of Busa. With them, a total of 6 suspects have been arrested in connection with the incident. To end the local news, the headlines again. The government will grant loans at concessionary interest rates to small and medium-scale paddy millers to purchase paddy. Sri Lanka is to export granite. There is no truth in the news that water resources would be sold. A proposal for reducing power tariff has been handed over to the Public Utility Commission. Rehearsals for the 76th Independence Day ceremony commences from today. A court order was issued against the planned SJB rally in Colombo. During the Thai Prime Minister's visit, several bilateral agreements will be signed. That concludes the local news for now.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Vedamahatmya.
And on the main news story, Thai Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin will undertake a 2-day official visit to Sri Lanka from the 3rd to the 4th of February at the invitation of President Ranil Wickremesinghe. The Prime Minister will participate at the ceremony to mark the 76th anniversary of independence of Sri Lanka as guest of honour. During the visit, the Thai Prime Minister is scheduled to have official discussions with President Wickremesinghe and witness the signing of the historic Sri Lanka-Thailand Free Trade Agreement. The Free Trade Agreement will be signed by Thailand's Deputy Prime Minister and Commerce Minister Phumtham Vechayachai and Trade Minister Nalin Fernando. The agreement is expected to boost trade and investments ties between the two countries and promote deeper integration with ASEAN economics. Additionally, the two sides are expected to renew the Air Services Agreement and conclude a MOU between the Gem and Jewellery Research and Training Institute of Sri Lanka and the Gem and Jewellery Institute of Thailand. That came to you in the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Vedamahatmya.
This is Watchlight.
Moving on to Watchlight, the Department of Examinations has announced that the Agriculture Science subject of the ongoing 2023 GCE Advanced Level Examinations will be reconducted. As per the new schedule, Paper 2 of the Agriculture Science subject will be held from 8:30 a.m. to 11:40 a.m. and Paper 1 of the Agriculture Science subject will also be reconducted from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. That came to you in Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
Headlines of the World News. 3 U.S. soldiers killed in Jordan attack named. Sydney Harbour shark attack leaves woman severely injured. Elon Musk announces first Neuralink wireless brain chip implant. The US government has released the names of 3 troops killed by an enemy drone attack in Jordan on Sunday. Sergeant William Jerome Rivers, 46, Specialist Kennedy Layden Sanders, 24, and Specialist Breonna Alexandria Moffat, 23, were killed when a drone hit their housing unit. The U.S. has blamed Iranian-backed groups for the attack, and the Pentagon said it carried the footprints of Hezbollah. The Pentagon also reiterated the U.S. does not want a war with Iran. A woman has suffered severe injuries after she was attacked by a shark during a sunset swim in Australia. The victim was bitten on the leg near a private wharf in Sydney Harbour on Monday evening. Local residents rushed to the scene and administered first aid after hearing her yell for help. The woman, aged in her 20s, was taken to hospital in a serious but stable condition. Tech billionaire Elon Musk says his Neuralink company has successfully implanted one of its wireless brain chips in a human for the first time. Initial results detected promising neuron spikes or nerve impulses, and the patient is recovering well, he said. The company's goal is to connect human brains to computers, and it says it wants to help tackle complex neurological conditions. A number of rival companies have already implanted similar devices. And to end the world news, the headlines again. 3 U.S. soldiers killed in Jordan attack named. Sydney Harbour shark attack leaves woman severely injured. Elon Musk announces first Neuralink wireless brain chip implant. That came to you in the World News.
Development News.
Moving on to the development news, President Ranil Wickremesinghe pledges government support including 8 billion rupees for research and development to foster a local thriving confectionery industry. The President urged the confectioners to explore new markets and export their products. He further noted the limitations of expansion within the country and suggested looking beyond borders, citing the success of Kando's factory in Petaling Jaya, Malaysia in 1978. The President also emphasized the significance of positioning Sri Lankan chocolates as a world-class product similar to the renowned reputation of the country's tea and cinnamon. That came to you in Development News.
Moving on with sports news.
And on the sports news, Sri Lanka Under-19 team led by Sinet Jayawardena will meet West Indies in their ICC Under-19 World Cup cricket fixture Super 6 round at Kimberley, South Africa today. The Windies team is led by Stephen Pascal. The match will commence at 1:30 p.m. Sri Lanka time. After losing the game against Australia on Sunday, the Sri Lanka team is expected to come to this game after rectifying their mistakes. The manager of the team, Jayant Seneviratne, said the boys are confident will perform in this match. 111 school teams advanced to the second round of the Under-19 Division 3 Tier B Inter-Schools Limited Overs Cricket Tournament conducted by Sri Lanka Schools Cricket Association with sponsors by Sri Lanka Cricket. 208 school teams participated in the first round into 40 groups under league basis. From the second round, they will compete on a knockout basis. Dhammisara National School Nathandya emerged champions in the last season, and Lalit Athuladmudali College Mount Lavanya was a runner-up. That came to you in sports news.
Go ekak tiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු ගීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account. NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
And on the business news, HNB plc, one of Sri Lanka's leading private banks, recently partnered with Havelock City, the premier mixed-use development project, to facilitate convenient home ownership for the limited selection of completed residential units available in its final phase. The partnership will provide exclusive home loan facilities to buyers who are interested in owning a luxury apartment in Havelock City. That was Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
And on the economic news, Sri Lanka's export of apparel and textiles recorded the highest in December 2023, showing a positive sign of regaining its momentum. Sri Lanka's total exports reached $14.94 billion in 2023, including merchandise exports $11.85 billion and estimated service exports $3.08 billion. It is only a 0.39% decline when compared to the value recorded in previous year. Estimated increase in service exports is around 63%. Sri Lanka's merchandise exports decreased by 11.25% to $947.5 million in December 2023 compared to December 2022, as per the provisional data released by the Sri Lanka Customs. That came to you in economic news.
Weather report.
And finally, we take a look at the weather report. The Met Department says that showers will occur at times in the eastern and Uva provinces and in the Polonnaruwa, Mullaitivu, Matale and Nuwara Eliya districts. Several spells of showers may occur in the Anuradhapura and Hambantota districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the western, Sabrakamura and northwestern provinces and in the Gaul, Matara and Kandy districts after 2 p.m. Fairly heavy showers, about 75 millimeters, are likely at some places in the western, Sabrakamura and central provinces. That came to you in the weather report. And to conclude this bulletin of news, the headlines again. The government will grant loans at concessionary interest rates to small and medium-scale paddy millers to purchase paddy. Sri Lanka is to export granite. There is no truth in the news that water resources would be sold. A proposal for reducing power tariff has been handed over to the Public Utility Commission. Rehearsals for the 76th Independence Day ceremony commences from today. A court order was issued against the planned SJB rally in Colombo. During the Thai Prime Minister's visit, several bilateral agreements will be signed. And in news overseas, 3 US soldiers killed in Jordan attack named. In sports news, Sri Lanka Under-19 team will meet West Indies in the ICC Under-19 World Cup Cricket Super 6 round in South Africa today. With that, we conclude this bulletin of news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Over to you, Victor.